Hey kids, Dad here. It is Saturday, April 25th. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I just got off a 11-mile bike ride, so forgive me if I'm a little sweaty, a little out of breath, a little wet. Um, so anyhow, something on my mind today I wanted to talk about. I think I've talked about it before, this topic, asking for help. But I want to talk about asking for help today a little bit more because I just had an interesting case study or example in that. And sometimes for me, stories and examples work better than just the academic, puffy words. Hey, do this, do that. Here's the advice. Blah. Real world experience counts for a lot. So, as you kids know, down here at Bravo Zulu House, Dad manages the house, not the people. Right? I'm in charge of enforcing the house rules, maintaining the property, keeping it a safe, functional environment for everybody. But I don't manage the people, which means I don't get to tell the people what to do. I don't tell the people here, do this, do that. Here's how you need to work your therapy. Here's how you need to work your sobriety. Not my job. They have a case manager for that. My job is to tell them what they can't do. Do not go into anybody's room except for your own. Do not eat somebody else's food. Do not slam doors. Do not play your music loud enough that I can hear it from outside your room. Do not, do not, do not. I'm the rules enforcer, right? But I don't tell them what to do. They're free to do whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned, as long as they're not breaking any of my rules. So, and my rules are simple, by the way. Don't go in anybody's room except your own. Don't be a dick. And do your chores. Very simple. So anyhow, there's a guy here, and I'm going to call him, let's say Bob. I'm going to call him that because that's his name. I think I'm funny anyways. So Bob here has been here for about 6 weeks. And in that time, Bob's a very good guy. He's a little bit older than me, and he's doing the right thing. He's had trouble with alcohol and can't quite stay sober. So this time he went to a treatment center for a little while to stop drinking, and then he's made the decision to come live here. And he's got a house and a wife and everything, but he chose to come here because he thinks this is the best place for him for the next 6 to 12 months to get to work through the steps of sobriety, to get some strong foundation of sobriety, and then go back home to his wife. So I admire Bob. Plus, Bob's just the nicest guy in the world. He's like everybody's grandpa here, right? Or he's like all our dads. Just a really nice guy. And he's really helpful, always in a pretty good attitude, does all the right things. So I like Bob. Bob was an Army guy, Army in the 80s. He fixed helicopters. So anyhow, today, I had a chance to talk to Bob. And he expressed some frustration. I just kind of asked him how he's doing. I don't remember exactly how the conversation started, but it started just kind of like, how you doing? Whatever. How'd your week go? Because I'm busy during the week, right? Dad's got a full-time job. Plus these Bravo Zulu chores. Plus a lot of my volunteering stuff, like, last week, a couple of different things throughout the week. So I'm busy. So I don't get a chance to talk to the residents all that often. We're just living our own lives in a shared house, like roommates, right? So anyways, I asked Bob how his week was, whatever. He opens up a little bit, and he is very, very frustrated. He was very frustrated with, turns out, after listening to him, asking him how he's doing and listening a bit, two things. One of them is he needed a mentor. He needed somebody to work with who will help him do what's called 12 steps. There's 12 steps, actions we take that help change us as a person and make us somebody who doesn't need alcohol or drugs anymore in our lives. So he needed some help. He needed somebody to work with on that because he hadn't found somebody to work with through those 12 steps. Like a mentor, like a coach, right? And then he's frustrated because he hasn't been able to find work. And he's a handyman. He likes to fix things, repair things, do yard work, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of his therapy. That's kind of his happy place. There's only so much to do here at Bravo Zulu House, so he's frustrated. So I said, "All right, Bob. Well, why don't you go mow the lawn? Let me pray and meditate on it quick, and let me see what I come up with." About 10 minutes later, I texted him and said, "Hey, why don't you talk to me when you're done mowing?" And I was just out in the barn doing my 12, 11 miles on the cardio bike for around 45 minutes. And I was talking to him during that, and in that about 10 minutes, it took me one phone call and one text message. Was able to find Bob a coach to work with, a guy who is probably a really good fit for him, who can help coach him and be his coach, mentor in sobriety. And then to find a gal who's looking for a whole bunch of yard work and handyman work. She's got a whole big farm property 20 minutes away from here. She's looking for somebody to do a whole bunch of projects. She's willing to pay. And so I connected Bob with those two folks. And the funny thing, the wild thing to me was Bob says to me, "You know, Ryan, in 10 minutes, you were more helpful to me than everybody else combined the last 6 weeks." And I was like, "What?" All I did is make a phone call and make a text message based on you telling me what you were struggling with. Not like I did much at all, right? That's too easy. I just called my friend Rick down in Iowa, texted my friend Pam here in Blue Earth, right? Too easy. Super easy. One text, one phone call. By the way, I got to catch up with my friend Rick in Iowa. Ask him how he's doing. Got to talk to him for about 10, 15 minutes. And he'd be a great coach for Bob. And then I just introduced him. Sent those two a text message. Say, "Bob, meet Rick. Rick, meet Bob. You guys should talk." And now they're going to be off and running. Coach, student, mentor, mentee, whatever you want to call it, relationship. Sponsor, sponsee, I guess some people would call it, whatever. But they're going to work together on this sort of sobriety journey that Bob's on. The other one, Pam, too easy. Pam's a good friend of mine. Love Pam to death. She's got a big old farm by herself down in Blue Earth. She's been desperate for help. God knows I can't help her. I don't know how to do lay carpeting, all that kind of stuff. I can figure it out, but I don't do that stuff for fun. Not for fun, for free. So anyhow, it was pretty wild to have Bob say, "Thank you so, so much. Like, you've done more for me in the last 10 minutes than everybody else combined has in the last 6 weeks." And I was thinking then as I was finishing my run, all it took was for Bob to answer my question. I said, "How are you doing? How was your week?" All that Bob had to do was be honest and say, "You know what, Ryan? I'm struggling right now. I'm frustrated. I got a resentment right now. I'm frustrated. This has not been a good week for me. And here's why." That's all it took. All it took. I could have introduced Bob to those two people 4 weeks ago, but he never told me he was looking for a coach, that he was looking for somebody to do handyman work with. I thought he had that stuff under control. So the lesson here, that I would hope maybe, if anything, if there's a lesson, other than your dad tells weird stories, which is probably true. But the lesson, if anything, I would like to think is, if somebody asks how you're doing, if I ask you, "How are you doing?" Don't try to be too cool for school. Don't say, "Oh, everything's wonderful, everything's great." Tell me. Tell me what's going on. I ask because I care. And by sharing what's actually going on, what's got you stressed out, what's got you frustrated, what's got you angry, what's got you sad, when you share those feelings, I probably can't fix them. I almost guarantee I can't fix them. But I may know somebody who can help. And he's exactly the person that you're looking for, that you just didn't know was out there, didn't know existed. So anyhow, that's my Saturday. That's how God answered my prayer today. Because when I prayed this morning, I said, "All right, God, I'm here for you today. I got nothing on my calendar. I'm here for you. Find a way to use me. Let me be of service to you." That's how we did it. One phone call and one text message to help out a guy named Bob here at Bravo Zulu. I hope someday you kids give me a call and tell me how you're doing, and you answer honestly. I probably can't help myself, but maybe I know somebody who can. Maybe I connect you with that love connection. Somebody who could be the person you're looking for in that situation. So, I love you kids so much. Talk soon.